ज्ञानसम्बन्धमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us around the world at this moment in 384 places through Nityananda TV and 33 places two-way video conferencing having Nayana Diksha in 197 cities in 22 countries around the world. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing having Nayana Diksha. San Jose Madurai, Thiruvannamalai Arunachalam, Hyderabad Bhagyanagaram, Los Angeles Arunachalam, Vancouver Puri, San Jose Madurai, Seattle Chidambaram, Ohio Shivananda, Toronto Kailasam, Sharjah, Oklahoma Somanatham, Phoenix Kanchipuram, Oman Sivagangai, Indian Hills Kentucky, Hollywood California, Chennai Alvarpet, Hong Kong Sirgari, and London Kasi, Dubai Turukkovilur, Hyderabad Sri, Laspet Pondicherry, Mahakumbhapuri Prayag, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Project Mahakumbhapuri, Guadalupe Rameshwaram, New York Varanasi, Bengaluru North, Austin, Atlanta Ujjaini, Singapore Singapuram, Paris Kalighat, Paris Home Temple, Ananda France, Madrid Spain, Charlotte Srisailam, Brooklyn London. That's it. Yes, great. And I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today first I have a beautiful news to announce, very good news. We got Thiruvannamalai Ashram back to us. Tamil Nadu HRNC Department, Interreligious Endowment Department has sent a notice to take over the Thiruvannamalai Ashram, and Dhyanapeetham filed a writ petition in the Chennai High Court, and writ petition was allowed, and the notice, show-cause notice which was given to Dhyanapeetham was quashed. So, from yesterday already the construction has started, Annadanam has started. Thiruvannamalai Ashram is reopened to public. All of you are welcome. And our construction department is taking it up in full speed. We will have the construction done very quickly, and soon you can expect a full-fledged ashram functioning. When we dug the foundation for all the buildings, they got the stay for construction. Now the stay has been lifted. Immediately the construction will start. So nice. So nice of you, Mahadeva. Thank you. And I can see the Mahakumbhapuri, Prayag, so many sadhus, from different sampradayas. I welcome all of you. Yes, I can see now Ohio Prayag also. Come on, Ohio Prayag, you guys also should celebrate the Mahakumbha Mela. On those Shagi Snan day, you should carry the small Bhogamurti to the Sangam Ghat and do Abhishekam to him and then bring it back. All right. Maybe on Mauni Amavasya, Shivaratri day, you can have a big function. US Kumbh Mela. Blessings. And today, I am so happy with the sincerity of these sadhus in Kumbh Mela. See, today morning, I came to Akada as usual, 4:30. But my stomach was doing some gadamada. Means heat. Due to heat, the stomach was doing some gadamada thing. So after 1 hour or half an hour, I think I wanted to go to the room and have one more enema session, do something to cool the stomach. So I came to the stage, up to the stage to announce. When I came, I saw these sadhus in Kumbhaghat, Kumbhapuri. They are all doing Akada along with us in two-way video conferencing. In that cold, I don't know what's degree, it must be 10 degree, am I right? Huh? 6 degree. With all their warm clothings, they don't even have enough of dumbbells and all that, they are using bricks. When I saw them, I remembered, hey, we were also Naga like that. We can't afford to lose the grace of that yogic body. No. I went down and I started continuing my walking, my own usual things. I stayed back. Thanks to sadhus in Kumbhapuri for inspiring me and not letting me succumb to the lazy devata, that lazy bed. The bed calls you, Nidra Devi. Come, come. It's okay, come, come. Today I did not fall for it. And stomach became all right. Now I'm okay. Just I drank little coconut water. Now I'm okay. People always tell, oh, even when we are sick, ashram people are asking us to work. Arey, when you are sick only you have to work. Otherwise the falling sick will become pattern. When you are sick only somebody has to take care that you work. You don't lie down. Extraordinary sickness is different. Thanks to the Kumbhaghat sadhus. I think from many sampradaya, Naga sadhus and many other sadhus are coming and staying in our temporary ashram and enjoying the whole spiritual routine. So nice. I always wanted a huge retirement home for sadhus where thousands of sadhus who have given their life for enriching Vedic tradition will retire gracefully, study, meditate and prepare themselves for leaving the body. We will do it. We will do it. We will do it. So nice. Wow. In Ohio River, both rivers are frozen in ice and snow. Okay. Hey, you guys don't need to dip. They don't need to take a dip, mama. Take the deity and put little water on the deity and give bath to the deity and bring back. That's enough. I think, Ohio guys, you don't need to take a dip. Otherwise you will also be frozen. No, 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 don't. The whole river is frozen. Wow, that will be then really a good scene. Why don't you send photographs? We have beautiful two rivers in our Ohio ashram. Legally we own the half of the rivers. Ganga half and Yamuna half, and the Sangam where the both merge, that area half, and from underground there is one water stream. That is why the current is there. Saraswati. So beautiful. Send photographs. That's why I gave the name Ohio Prayag. Today, the Brahmanyam Bhagavutratam successfully going 6th day. And tomorrow we will be starting Nirahara Samyama first level. Please eat and come for the morning satsang. Whoever is enrolling themselves for the Nirahara Samyama, eat and come. We will start the Nirahara Samyama. First level. Which batch? How many batches we have already completed? Eighth batch we are starting. Wow. 8th batch of Nirahara Samyama, first level. Great. So we already completed 8 Disamyamas. Disamyama how many? 3 we have completed. Yes. So nice. So today I have some more announcements to make. Yesterday I was speaking on a subject, conscious cognizance. When we have conscious cognizance, we think and speak in Deva Bhasha. So each master created their own dialect of Deva Bhasha. So the Deva Bhasha we create through our conscious cognizance. We will call that as a English. EN/GLISH. See, already English was kept ready. We don't need to do any addition. That slash is consciousness. Just give a gap. Just give consciousness. Add to it. That's all. Okay? Jnanatma, you guys have to interpret the slash as consciousness. English, that hyphen. Hyphen as consciousness. English. English should be the name of our Deva Bhasha. The conscious cognizance. I also wanted to commit with Tirunjana Sambandar today. All the places he visited, as per the record we have, as per the records available, all the temples he visited many temples and sang. All the temples he visited, in all those names, we will create temples outside India. Already I committed to Meenakshi. We will create 108 temples with 108 different names of Madurai. If we don't have 108 different names, we will have same names repeating. But 108 names dedicated to Meenakshi. 108 temples dedicated to Meenakshi with 108 different names of Madurai. Today I commit with Jnana Sambandar. All the temple he visited. I think he went up to Kedarnath and sang about Kedarnath also, Kedarishwar, means in the Himalayas, and till Sri Lanka. I don't know whether he went to Malaysia. So all the places he went and sang, in all those names we will create temples outside India. Slowly we should also evolve such a way that Vancouver Puri should take the responsibility of having activities in India Puri. San Jose Madurai should take the responsibility of having and supporting all the activities in Madurai. Los Angeles Arunachalam should take the responsibility of the activities in Tiruvannamalai, Arunachalam. Because that is, see, from here we send the spiritual knowledge and spiritual life, and from there you send the wealth and take care of these activities. This is the way Yes. This is the way the real collaboration should happen. And Seattle should ensure that they support the activities in Chidambaram. Ohio should support to the Prayag. This is the next scale, scaling up. Next level Anyakara of Swamiji. Oklahoma should take care in Somanatham. At least Annalaya, Aravidyalaya. Some activity. Let's enter into today's subject in Kathopanishad, 2nd chapter, 6th verse. I completed the 6th verse yesterday, but I wanted to chant and then move to the next verse. Come on. 2nd chapter, 6th verse. Gurukul kids, start. Nasamparaya pradipadipalam pramatyantam viddamohena mudam ayam loko nasti parayidimani punah punarvachamapatyate me. The hereafter never rises before the thoughtless ignorant, deluded by the glamour of wealth. This world alone is. There is none other. Thinking thus, he falls under my sway again and again. I tell you, this is the worst miss a human being can have. Forgetting the long possibility. Please listen. I am using the word possibility. It means if you believe there is only one life. After that, no life. You are just going to be lying down in your tomb. God will call you. If you believe that, actually you are going to be stuck as a stone, like a stone with your dead body, and for ages you are not going to move to the next body, because all your belief, action, cognition, everything was based on that. And you are just stuck, lying in your tomb for ages, just like stone, caught in the causal layer. Causal layer is like a trafficked Calcutta. How many of you have seen that Howrah Bridge? Before entering into the Howrah Bridge, the Howrah station. As per statistics itself, the world's worst traffic and worst polluted area is that area, that Howrah station. The space between the Howrah Bridge and the Howrah railway station. As per the statistics, causal body is like a Howrah traffic. You can neither go forward nor go backward. I tell you from my experience, many times when Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, when they come to the Howrah station to go in some train to travel, when the traffic stops, usually it will stop maybe some 5 kilometers before the Howrah station. They will just walk on bannets. Walking on the car bannets, you will reach the station more quickly than sitting inside the taxi and expecting the taxi will reach one day. If you book the ticket for tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, then start today. Morning 7 o'clock to reach the Howrah station. Then there is a possibility by tomorrow morning 6:59 you can reach Howrah station. And always, unfortunately, when you reach the station on time, train will be late. And when you are stuck in the traffic, train will be always on time. I tell you I have walked many times on bannets. Not once or twice, many times on bannets of the car. Just jump from one taxi to another taxi, and taxi to another taxi, one taxi to another taxi with the luggage. But it's a very powerful Naga training. No. The photograph which you are showing and all is not really representing. This doesn't represent. Literally no vehicle will be able to move on continuous honking. No vehicle will be able to move. And continuous honking. And in the slang Bengali, each one will not just abuse, curse others. I heard now, recently, for last 4 or 5 years, it has become much better. They have started aligning and organizing and all that. And the worst thing will be, every day there will be some strike or protest or bandh. 25 fellows will be sitting on the street with the red flag. Causal body is like that. Neither you can move further, nor you can go back, because the cognizance with which you handled your whole body and all the actions you did, you are not going to give it up so easily, because you have vested interest so much on the principles you believed. That is why I tell you, just taking birth in a community, society where the theory of reincarnation is given to you from the young age, itself half of the enlightenment is achieved. If you are born in a society where you have been told there was past birth and there will be future birth, when that becomes your cognizance, I tell you, as a cognizance, not because I am an incarnation, my enlightenment, my guru, teachers, not because of any of them, just as a parental cognizance, I received only the theory of many births. See, this parental cognizance you receive is a very important thing. Till your completion, that is going to lead your life. Only after your completion, that influence is going to reduce. The parental cognizance influence is going to reduce on you. Only when you start completing, you understand it is not parental cognizance, it is parental conditioning. Till then, you think it is a parental cognizance. Just yesterday, I was telling one of our brahmacharini, she wrote some of her problems. Problems are right. They are factual. They are not created, lies. And there was some problem in the administration side, the structuring side. But I told the way she described, the way she cognized the whole thing shows her mind, out of which she also need to walk out. And others who cognize that situation, they also need to walk out of that mind which they were carrying. So the parental cognizance, the way you cognize things received from the parents is very important. As a parental cognizance itself, I received only the reincarnation theory as a satya, as a tattva. And they also honestly, authentically believe that. How many of you received the reincarnation theory? Means you had a past birth, you will have the future births as the parental cognizance. I tell you guys are all blessed. Don't take this for granted. You guys are blessed. Because many times when you have the cognizance of nothing further is available, gone. Because the cognizance with which you are functioning, please listen, please listen. If you believed certain theory and lived 25 years, after 25 years, even if you understand it, the theory is wrong, are you able to give it up? Because you have 25 years you have invested on it. Because of the vested interest itself, you try to retain certain confusion in you with which you can justify the 25 years of investment. I tell you, cursed are those who never cognized the reincarnation tattva till they leave the body. Blessed are those who cognize reincarnation tattva as a parental cognizance, as a knowledge given to them by parents, means the society lives that, breathes that. I was so happy to hear one incident from my mother. She was sharing. I always heard from my grandfather that he was going to Arunachaleshwara temple every day. When my mother was carrying me, he will go to the temple every day and ask for Shiva that you should come and be born. That I have heard from my grandfather many times. But only recently I heard from my mother, my grandmother used to pray that Meenakshi should be born. My grandmother used to pray every day. She wanted Meenakshi. Grandfather wanted Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Here I am. See the ambience where you take birth. What people expect you to be. And then, see, if I am born in that ambience, naturally what is going to be my parental cognizance? They are naturally going to say, hey, you are born and we will have future birth. My grandfather is so nagging. Even if I take one candy extra, he will tell, hey, don't do that. Have only your share. Otherwise, next Janma you will not get candy. If I take one candy from my brothers or something, I remember, oh God, hey, next Janma, he will come back and take one candy from you. Only then it will be completed. How many of you heard this from your parents? This Ronam, yes. No, you guys are blessed. Blessed are those who received all these as a parental cognizance. Don't take it for granted. Mahakala is so clear. The people who are deluded by the glamour of wealth and cognize this world alone is, and there is none other, thinking thus, he falls under my sway again and again. If you have lived your whole life with the cognizance of no rebirth, after death, even if you know there is a rebirth, you may not want to move out of your vested interest. You will keep certain confusion and be stuck on the causal layer. Listen, when you live your life some 50 years on certain principle, for example, let's take it as atheism, and suddenly in the old age you started realizing that theory is not right, that is not the truth, but your whole 50 years you built on that theory. Your cognizance, your action, your society, your community, you created that kind of a atmosphere, world around you. Now, even if you know that theory is wrong, in the heart, you will try to keep certain confusion, so that after all, I don't know this is or that, so I am confused. So let me just go with what I was working. Please come. Please be seated, Swami. The theory with which we believed is going to be forming a deep layer in you, so that itself becomes now independently alive. It is not going to let it die, and it is going to ask you to be in confusion so that it can continue to flourish. How many of you cognize this truth? So the same thing, if you lived your whole life with the cognizance, only one birth, no rebirth with this theory, when you die, even if you have been told, even if somebody tells you the truth, are you going to believe? You are not, and you will continue to retain certain confusion. Listen. Every action you perform based on certain cognizance is going to add a layer of muscle memory in you. And if you add too much of muscle memory, even if you realize that cognizance is wrong, the muscle memories are not going to let you move out of that cognizance. Clear? So before you perform actions, be clear about the cognizance which is requesting you to perform those actions. That is why I say, ordinary person who built the body is not going to get enlightened, but who built the body every day listening to these Vedic truths with this Vedic cognizance, conscious cognizance, only he is going to become enlightened. Please understand, our Nityananda Yoga is not just bodybuilding workout. It is muscle memory building and muscle building workout. Bioenergy, biomemory. Muscle memory and muscle. All the four. Building all the four. Blessed are those who get these great tattvas as a parental cognizance. Blessed are our Gurukul kids who get the best things, conscious cognizance as parental cognizance. Understand? They get all this as a parental cognizance. Now I thank Raghupati Yogi and Kuppammal and all of them, because they made all these tattvas as a parental cognizance for me. Still I remember, if I don't wake up from the bed, my mother will go out and stand in the street and tell Raghupati Yogi, you go and drag him out of bed. Then he will come inside the house and drag me. I'll feel very shy if he comes up to the place where I am sleeping. There is no bedroom and all in the veranda. All the kids will be lying around. And I'll feel very shy when he comes and drags me. So next day I myself will go and stand in the street. Morning between 4 to 5, he will come by walk from his house. His house is the same street. At the end of the street, his house. And he will come down and then stand outside and scream in high pitched voice, Samyar Bhaiya, means oh, Swami's son. Bhaiya is a boy, Swami boy. Swami boy, he will scream. My grandmother had high respect for him, that Raghupati Yogi. And my mother also had high respect for them, for him. So she will tell, hey, go, your guru has come. Listen, even if you have not received these truths as a parental cognizance, it's okay. Now make it as a biomemory. Now let this be done as a biomemory. This is the first step Mahakala, Yama is teaching. Nasamparaya pratibadipalam pramatyandam vidda mohe namutam ayam logo nasti parayiti mani punappunarvachamapatyate me. He is talking as an insider. Do you understand? He is making fun. Yama is not telling like a spiritual advice. He is mocking. That is why he is telling, thinking thus they fall prey to me again and again. It means what? What kind of eyes he would have been showing? This thinking that they fall prey to me again and again. No, I can visualize very clearly what kind of a facial expression he would have shown, what kind of body language will be. He is revealing the insider secrets. He is telling, hey, this is the way I run my business. They sway, they fall under my sway again and again. This is the way I keep all the fellows under the control. Please listen with the right context. This is not told as a spiritual advice. This is a business secret. Suddenly the head of the Wall Street Journal comes and says, there is nothing like currency. With this way only we keep people under our illusion and sway. Tell me. We just keep some zeros in some banks, some accounts, some more zeros. And in our meeting, whoever screams loudly gets more zeros, that's all. This is the way we function. If he breaks the pot, what will happen? We neither have a gold reserve for what currency we print, nor we have any other resource. We just print, and add more and more zeros with people. And people are also believing this. What will happen? Will you work for money after that? Will you think of zeros after that? Same way, Mahakala, the biggest cheater of the cosmos, Yama, the biggest swindler of the cosmos, is coming out and revealing his business secret. Listen. Business secret. You can't even call this as a business secret. It should be called as a brand secret. See, there are some business secrets, some brand secrets. Means like how the Coca-Cola is made, that how it is kept as a secret. Suddenly, they reveal the formula. Say that we add 10% urine. And 20% pesticide, 10% human urine. Will you drink anymore? No, that is a brand secret. You understand? Will you ever drink the Coca-Cola? And some of my great favorite daughters whose favorite is Coca-Cola. Come on, tell me. We just add human excreta a little. No, that is a brand secret, understand? No, I'm not saying they are adding. No, I don't want to disrespect them by saying they are adding or anything. No offense. I am saying if some company, for some product, suddenly they break their brand secret, will you ever go behind it after that? No. Same way, here MI is breaking the brand secret by showing the wealth. I keep the people swaying. Then will you ever go behind the wealth after this? If you listen from the right context. You will never ever look at the Coca-Cola. Brand secret of death revealed. This chapter title should be Brand Secret of Death. You may even use the word trade secret. Trade secret of death. Here MI is revealing the trade secret. He says, the tattva of the hereafter never raises before the thoughtless ignorant. Means who does not have a conscious cognizance. Deluded by the incompletion and glamour of wealth. Please understand, I am translating the word in English. I am translating the Upanishad in English. Deluded by the incompletion, glamour of wealth, and cognizing this world alone is, there is none other. Cognizing thus, he falls under my sway again and again. It is like he feels somebody is so close to him and he keeps him and makes him sit next to him and says, hey, this is the trade secret, listen. You should listen to this verse with these three contexts. One, the guy who only one who knows the whole secret of death is talking to another close person with whom he is committed, and you are eavesdropping. You have to listen in that context. Understand? You have to listen in that context. Deluded by incompletion, glamour of wealth. Incompleted glamour of wealth. And cognizing this world alone is, and none other. Thus, unconscious cognizing, he falls under my sway again and again. He says, my punar vachamapatyate me. They fall under my sway. This is the first trade secret, listen. This is what just exactly 10 minutes before he tried on Nachiketa. Just 10 minutes before. I don't think 10 minutes. Just few verses. Few minutes before, this is what he tried on Nachiketa. I'll give you Ramba, Menaka, Urvasi, thousands of maids, chariots, music instruments, large fertile land, planet Earth, a long life as long as you want. Now he is telling, this is the way I sway people. Listen, listen with this cognizance. Don't listen as moral teaching. Don't listen as spiritual satsang. Listen, trade secret of death. Trade secret of death. Let's move to the next verse. What Mahakala has to offer us in the next verse. Second chapter, 7th verse. Kids, start. Gurukul, start. श्रवणाया विबहिर्यो न लभ्यः शृण्वन्तो विबहवोऽम्यन विद्युः आश्चर्यो वक्ता कुशलोऽस्य लब्धा आश्चर्यो ज्ञाता कुशलानुशिष्टः. In Bidadi we will carve all these Upanishads in gold plate, in golden leaf, with the translation and display in our temple. In other ashrams we will at least do it in copper and display. Everyone who comes to the temple and spends even little time, I want them to read these Upanishads, at least this basic 4-5 Upanishads. Isha, Kana, Kata, Aitreya, Mundaka, Mandukya, these few Upanishads, because each line is so beautiful. Let me give you the translation. Each verse, he about whom many are not even able to hear, whom many cannot comprehend even after hearing, wonderful is the teacher, wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. Wow. This is my favorite subject. Yama says, he about whom many are not even able to hear, whom many cannot comprehend even after hearing, wonderful is the teacher, wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. Shravanaya vibahivir yona labhyaha shrunvando vibhavom vidyuhu आश्चर्यो वक्ता कुशलोऽस्य लब्धा आश्चर्यो ज्ञाता कुशलानुशिष्टः. Listening. Listening. Yama comes to the space where he is going to reveal the knowledge. He is about to deliver. He about whom many are not even able to hear, whom many cannot comprehend even after hearing. Wonderful is the teacher, wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. Shravanayavi bahuvir yona labhyaha shrunvandopi bahavom na vidyuhu आश्चर्यो वक्ता कुचलोस्य लप्ता आश्चर्यो ज्ञाता कुचलानुशिष्टः. I'll give you my translation. I don't want to translate he about whom. Instead of that, it about which. I don't want to say that about which. Please understand. It about which. Many are not even able to hear, about which many cannot comprehend even after hearing, because there is no he or she when because you have no other word, just using the it. If I use the word that about which, it is grammatically correct. So you will feel the sentence is complete and your cognizance is right. I am making purposely the word it about which so that people understand I have no other word, so I made this statement. So the cognizance you come to is not completion. Clear? Why I translated this as it about which. If I say that about which, you will read and understand, you will understand, you understood. I wanted to make a statement, you are understanding which can't be understood. That is why I am translating it as it about which, not that about which. It about which, when you read itself, you know, oh, what I am supposed to cognize is non-cognizable by these words. It about which many are not even able to hear, about which many cannot comprehend even after hearing, wonderful is the teacher. Ascharyo vakta kuchalosya labdha. Please understand. For these great truths, if I say that about which, if I translate, what you will have is only understanding. If I use the word it about which, what you will be having is understanding. Making you understand the things which can't be understood is understanding. Making you experience things can't be understood is understanding. Making you understand things can't be understood is understanding. Making you understand things can't be understood is understanding. It about which many are not even able to hear, about which many cannot comprehend even after hearing, wonderful is the teacher. Wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. Means is appreciating the happening. Please understand, Nachiketa is sitting very close to Yama, and Yama with a deep love in his eyes, pouring, opening his trade secret heart to Nachiketa. With a deep trust after this knowledge, Nachiketa will not push him out of his seat. If you know the trade secret of Coca-Cola, suddenly you may push that person who already CEO out of Coca-Cola and you may become owner. So here that possibility is there. But he trusts Nachiketa is not going to do it, and Nachiketa also shows with authenticity he is not interested in that. By proving he is not interested in inauthentic pleasures. So Yama appreciates this happening. Hey, it's wonderful. Somebody who can transmit this, and it is wonderful. Somebody who can receive it when an able teacher transmits it. So he appreciates Nachiketa and himself. He makes Nachiketa understand the happening is really a beautiful, wonderful happening. Ascharyo vakta kuchalosya labdha Ascharyo jnata kuchalanusishtaha. Ascharyo. Wonderful is the teacher. Wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. I can understand now how many of you guys are sitting wonderstruck. Wow! You should know this is a wonderful, rare happening. Where an able teacher is transmitting, an able disciple is receiving. If you are wonderstruck, understand already you are receiving. That is why you are wonderstruck. The moment you are wonderstruck, wow, why did he translate it as it about which? Because I wanted to convey, I am not conveying what you are supposed to understand through this statement. The statement is incomplete. Understand that. That is the completion. Finger pointing to the moon is not moon. When you understand that, the moon is shown to you or spoken up, the description is given to you. What needs to be told to you is at least told that you need to seek it. At least you have been told, you are not told the complete. You have to seek it. I just wanted to leave the concept that you have not got it. You need to see it. That's the reason I translated with it about which. Surely there is no he or she. Be very clear. Either I could have used the word that, about which, as I said, it will make meaning. Then you will just jump. No. You are not supposed to jump when you read this word. You are supposed to be stuck for a few seconds and contemplate. Why? Why this translation? Seems like not a complete translation. It's not that translation is not complete. The concept which can be shared through these words can't be shared completely through the words. Ascharyo vakta kuchalosya lapta Ascharyo jnata kuchalanusishtaha. So he says, you can hear, you can see. In the 7 billion people, only 1 billion even hear there is a birth after death, about this reincarnation tattva. I don't think more than 1 billion even hear, because all Hindus does not mean they hear this tattva. In this 7 billion, only 1 billion even hear this truth, and even in that 1 billion, many cannot comprehend. Shravanaya bahubir yona labhyaha. 6 million does not even hear. Shrunvanto bhagavoyam na vidyuhu. Even in the 1,999 billion does not understand. Does not understand. So finally, where it boils down, in 7 billion, only 1 million even understand. So wonderful is the teacher who is teaching. Wonderful is he who can receive when taught by an able teacher. Understand? That is why all of you are Bahuputras. Brahmanyam Bahuputratam. Because in 7 billion, 6 billion don't even hear. In 1 billion who heard, 999 million don't even understand. Only 1 million even comprehend. Then you have all the right to feel Brahmanyam Bahuputratam. Now why can't you feel? Now you can. You have all the right. In 7 billion, there is only 1 million who even comprehend. You guys are in that 1 million. Then you have all the right to feel Brahmanyam Bahuputratam. Let's move to the next verse. What Mahakala has to offer to us. In the 2nd chapter, 8th verse. Gurukul kids. Start. Nanarena varena prokta yeshaha suvigneyo bahuta chintyamanaha Ananya prokte gadiratra nasti aniyan yadarkya manupramanat. The translation by Swami Paramananda. I am using Swami Paramananda's translation, and I acknowledge and offer my gratitude for Swami Paramananda for a beautiful translation. After that, I will give my own translation. I am giving you the basic translation. When taught by a man of inferior understanding, this Atman cannot be truly known. Even though frequently thought upon, there is no way to know it unless it is taught by an illumined teacher. For it is subtler than the subtle and beyond argument. Understand, the key word is anupramanat. Yadarkyam anupramanat. Master can handle the arguments in the beginning. Once you are convinced to a certain extent, your Vijnanamaya Kosha, logical body is penetrated to a certain extent, you should reach to a space where you don't argue even internally, just drink the words coming out of the Master's mouth. Only in that space the knowledge is transferred. The light is transferred. Nanarena Proktayeshassu Vigneyo Bahuda Chintyamana. When taught by a man of inferior understanding, this Atman cannot be truly known. When taught by an unenlightened being, this Atman cannot be truly known. This Tattva cannot become Satya in you. Even though frequently thought upon, even if you think about it again and again and again, there is no way to know it unless it is taught by an enlightened being, an incarnation who landed to transmit this experience, because it is subtler than the subtlest and beyond argument. Only an incarnation put your inner space without argument. Please listen. Sometime you will stop the argument outside, but inside it will be going on. Only He can put you in the space where even inside arguments are stopped. Nanerenavarenaya Proktayeshaha Suvigneyo Bhagata Chintyamanaha Ananya Prokte Gatiratra Nasti Aniyan Yadarkyamanu Pramanat. When taught by a man of unenlightened, this Atman cannot be truly known. Even though frequently thought upon, Suvigneyo Bahuta Chintyamanaha. Even though frequently thought upon, there is no way to know it. Unless it is taught by an enlightened being, an incarnation. Ananya prokte tadigatra nasti. Ananya prokte agadhiratra nasti. Aniyan yadarkyam anupramanat. Aniyan, because it is subtler than the subtlest atom. Aniyan yadarkyam anupramanat. And beyond argument, darkyam anupramanat. Darkyam anupramanat. Darkyam anupramanat. I'll continue on this verse in the next satsangs because it's a very important verse for the whole world. You should know from whom you should learn. Only a person who can make understanding happen in you you should learn from him, not anybody else. People who give you understanding are gurus. People who give you, I can say maybe people who give you understandings are acharyas. People who give you understanding are gurus. People who give you understanding are only incarnations. Let's move to the next segment of the morning satsang. Dial the avatar.